LimeNotLemon is another episode of Backseat Driver. I forgot the name of the series again. Was Ziggity Zig and that guy Griff?
Woo!
And Ziggity Zig going up against
Dark matter.
random dark matter.
How am I gonna find him? I'll see his effects when he destroys my army, but I'll never be able to detect him.
Science humor is hilarious.
I don't think I said good luck, have fun last time.
You might not have, but that's okay because you forgated. No one has fun when they get forgated. Dark matter. So going up against the random, still in silver, there's a possibility of cheese. We'll see if Griff decides to wall off at the top of the ramp or go for any kind of expand. Effectively, the best way that Griff expands is with the fast expand, because usually he forgets to in between the 3 and 20 minute mark.
Not wrong.
Not that I'm making fun of you, but that seems to be your pattern. Is it either one base, yeah, army, go? Or, oh right, I should probably expand because we're already into, like, you know, Blink Stalker versus Carriers.
The game that I sent you to cast for next week,
Which
when you watch this one, will have been 3 weeks ago. That game, I actually do a 1-gate expand.
Griff not electing for the counterclockwise or clockwise scout, going directly for the across the map scout, which is an intriguing move. Getting the gateway down to begin the wall off up at the top, and continuing on with additional pro production. Almost getting up to the point where he starts to need some gas. We'll see if he takes 2 gas or just the 1. Does not pan out with the gamble on the cross scout, and so now has to hope that he gets a scout on the second option, because if it's all the way across on the 4th, that is basically the longest amount of time you can take to scout someone, and he has no idea even what race he's up against yet. However, with that wall off, that's hopefully going to help any kind of all-in cheese, just as long as he remembers to do what Ziggity Zig does not remember to do, and that is make a sentry to wall off the damn ramp. Going double gas once more, so we'll see if it's going to be another 4-gate or if it's going to be a 3-gate robo. Not quite too sure. All depends on what he spies up at the top of this ramp, and it's nothing.
He's Zerg.
Well, we know that now.
At the same time, I would have learned it.
That's true. So now at least we know where the base is. Check and see. Griff may return that scouting probe back now that he knows it's Zerg, or he may go in to just check and find out whether or not the Zerg player is expanding or doing any kind of cheese. See the timing on these. Oh, we're going to check for... Nope, not going to check for a third. Going to make a proxy pylon once again. It looks like it's going to be a PVZ 4-gate maneuver of some kind. Falling a little bit behind on program. Oh no, I did. I wasn't looking at the at the warping little progress bar. E-progressando bar. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. No, I'm not. I'm going to forget about that in 10 seconds. So, moving out and Griff maintaining a decent pro production at the same time.
Oh, you know what I should start?
Probably another pylon or more.
Well,
warp gate. There you go.
I just started 2 pylons.
There you go. Got 2 probes in each gas, which is an awesome maneuver that also I totally forget to do. Going for the sentry first, which is kind of curious. Needs another boost into the warp gate. There we go. And about halfway is usually when you want to worry about getting the remainder of your gates out. Definitely not in any kind of mineral difficulty there. It certainly does have a fair amount of gas at the moment. This is the only issue currently. And now moves the Zealot into the place to start walling off against any kind of 7 pool, 10 pool, or could be any kind of, I'm not even sure. Griff now moving down to look at a possible 1-gate expand, even though he still has not moved his way in to actually scout and see what is going on. Could be a spawning pool, could be 3 hatcheries at this point. We actually don't know. If this were a replay, I would quickly look at the E for everyone, but see, this is why we need to do things like this, where it's observer mode. Then I can really cast it better. And of course, everyone could hear what I was saying. If we were on a Skype call together, that would kind of interesting. Maybe we should do that in the future at some point. Get another sentry because, oh my god, gas. The only other thing that you could use those gases for, and even moved up to the 3-3, or at least 6 probes into gas right now. Almost getting out onto saturation of the main base. Moving towards that point, there's another gateway just starting now, so it's going to be 2 gate. Oh, there's 3rd gate, still into Nexus, so the expand is remaining. possibly want to look at getting a few buildings. There's the buildings down on the main, on the natural ramp. The pretty wide ramp here on Whirlwind. I don't know if it's the widest of all the map pools at the moment, but definitely one of the wider ones. There's that. Scouting Overlord is back to have a look at things. Not quite sure what is going to be viewed here. Just sees the Griff is doing an expansion. And hopefully that's either going to tell him whether or not to move in with all of his ground units or just continue on with droning up. Sees also the Mothership Core. So Mothership Core, Gate Expand, and a few other buildings of that sort. Definitely still sitting on a great number of gas. So other than moving straight to Twilight Council HTs, not really seeing what the purpose of the gate of the 6 probes and 600 gas. Oh dear. And that didn't appear to wall off too much. However, going to continue on with some more probe production, getting to just the number of minerals required to do anything here, there, and Warp Gate has now officially finished. Needs to get those other Warp Gates just about ready. There they are in preparation. The units are now still up at the top of the ramp, fearing any kind of pressure coming in from the Zerg player, but with this number of sentries, the number of force fields that you could get out on time are decent. However, with what kind of units we are expecting at this point in the game, you'd be looking at a lot of Hydralisks and Roaches coming in. Again, no idea what kind of build we're seeing out of the Zerg.
Welcome to the world's weirdest wall.
It really, I was going to say that.
It's a tribute to you.
There's a number of, oh well, thanks. Much appreciated. There's one thing that I like to see is someone else doing as weird as crap as I am. That's what I'm known as. Weird crap. I should change my name on Battle.net. My poops are funny! +1 is about halfway done. Gonna be about ready for another chrono boost in a few seconds. Griff continuing on with the macro and home base expansion. There's the robo facility headed down for hopefully a number of units and observers. Does get spotted over there. Now it's possible that he's pulling off an expand, and no, there's just a number of Zerglings, Speedlings even. So it looks like the Speedling has, or Zergling Speed has finished, which we didn't even know that was being researched, but oh well. Finishing off that gap just there. Gonna do a pretty decent job of being able to defend that. Going into more gas once again because 800 gas and 50 minerals, not quite enough gas. I need more gas! I need more sentries! It's the world's first immortal sentry all in with no immortals.
They're coming.
Greatly enjoying this. Well, they're not coming yet because...
I know.
Snadang.
I went early gas really hard and it was a bad idea.
Certainly did, but that's okay because regardless, we're probably now going to be looking at, might want another couple of pylons because that one pylon being blocked out at the front, it's going to mean the Grip is a little bit behind on pylons for the main base, but getting a few more units in the back. I do greatly worry now about the possibility of incoming Mutalisks, Mutaling being pretty popular, so you probably want a little bit of air defense. Just in and around the area, something up in the main base there, just in case. But not to worry.
Why are you not? Oh, you're stuck.
He's rather stuck. Yes.
Yeah, I've got 2 probes that are stuck. No wonder my minerals are suffering so.
Yes, two probes are going to make a huge difference there. There's that scouting Zergling just to see what you're up against and sees a huge amount of mana processing. So the thing is, there's going to be a whole lot of force fields, which is excellent in some cases. There's the observer having a look, and it appears that there is no third, but the second is pretty well, I wouldn't say defended, but there just seems to be a number of Zerglings. And watch out for that Spore Crawler. There's the Queen. Seems to just be, yeah, Zerglings and things. So the Spore Crawler was up there on one side of things. Is that a Macro Hatch? There's Macro Hatch and Spire, so now it's time for more Stalkers.
Must construct additional pylons.
And some supply block. The next thing would be possibly a Twilight Council after a number of
You must place that in a power field.
pylons. There we go. So taking care of the supply problem, hopefully, and the minerals are now getting
You must construct
out in front, and hopefully going to take care of that amount of gas. The gas is basically just there as an insurance, which is kind of, it's an interesting way of doing things. It's not everyone's way of doing things, but there you go. The Immortals still coming out despite the fact of the Spire. We have not seen the number of Mutalisks that we're up against here, however. the Immortals could still be useful against any kind of ground defense and or building destruction if a base race is inevitable, which at this point, at this league, yeah, why not, usually is. Griff deciding to move out at about 106 supply at about, he says. The number's right up there. It's a precise number, and I'm saying an approximate. An approximation of an exact number, which is actually listed right in front of me. There are his units actually running into a small amount of trouble. Not too much trouble, because, hey, it's just speedlings. And then the inevitable Mutalisks have gotten in behind, and there they are. There's a great number of them. Sadly, Griff just decided to move in a bunch of ground units, and now the air defense that Zig talked about just a few minutes ago is sort of coming into place. But there's the recall, and once these units come up here, we have a number of tickling sentries. The tickling sentries could probably use a tiny amount of Guardian Shield to go up against most of this.
This is why I hate everything.
Yeah, hating everything is a good time. But
That one.
oh, those ones! Yay!
Oh, the Mothership Core was not with.
It was with a couple of them. So you thought you didn't quite have them all, and there we go.
Where
so
did
the
all my
units,
probes go?
they may have been slightly destroyed. No, you have 2 idle probes.
You have 9
Where did-
minerals. Upgrade complete.
All I know is down there. You have
Doesn't
under
matter. Doesn't matter.
F1.
Doesn't matter. I've lost. They're stuck probes. They can't do
You
it.
didn't destroy the stuck probes. No, you can have that one. Sadly, that Mutalisk attack was quite detrimental, and there they are. They are back. The only thing Griff has got left is a ridiculous base race, which he is going to attempt with the amount of a few sentries remaining, 2 Immortals, which could be enough. The Mutes are going to have to move back, finishing off Shard.
Base is under attack.
I would have recommended Blink, but I didn't actually
Yes,
state
because
that.
that would totally change this game remote entirely,
Well,
or not at all.
had your Stalkers been back in your main base, it may have changed things quite a bit against the Mutalisks. but
Well, yeah,
only that.
If I had not left when I did, it would have changed it slightly. That is true.
True. Well, when I mentioned putting down the Twilight Council, I was implying to do Blink as well, but I did not state that, so I can't have that.
Also, I had an army for defending mutas, and it was entirely just bad timing, because I would have stopped them easily.
Games like that do annoy me when it's just a matter of, oh, that was just bad timing if I moved at the wrong point. Anyway, leave us a comment down below. Send an email at contact@LimeNotLemon.com. You can follow us on Twitter @NotLemon. There is more where that came from.